to the memory of 47 patriots executed after the Battle of Bila, Hora, June 21st, 1621, by Flora, Paulina, Kopta. It was all over now, all over now. The battle had been fought and sadly lost. The battle of Bila, Hora lost, and with it died all freedom and all hope. From henceforth torture and the hangman's rope shall rule, united with the Jesuit power, to make the poor Bohemians rue the hour they dare to listen to the Holy Word, or gaze upon his face, whom prophets heard, pronounced to be the very Son of God. Let there be silence now. Or those who, Lord, pray to the Virgin, or the blessed saints, or sink in torture till the body faints, broken and torn, and lets the soul escape. Yea, like a bird caught in the trap escape. Ah me, the year of 1621 saw many an evil, bloody work well done. The death of those who were the nobles born, a country ruined and a land forlorn. A noble people made the tyrant slave, and their faith hidden in the martyr's grave. A priestly darkness filled the Lord that night. It was all over now, all over now. In shred and torn the poor Bohemian land lay down to die amidst the conqueror's band, while all her noble sons were called to die. And thanks be unto God, without a sigh, they left this world for better homes on high. 'Tis said the Emperor Ferdinand had qualms. Perhaps he knew that death would place the palms of martyrdom upon those fearless souls and true, who preferred death to lives of bitter rue. However it be, he passed the restless night, tossing and thumbing till the dawn of light, and then he turned him to his ghostly shade, Father Lamormain, as one half afraid, and questioned him if he could do this thing without hurt to his conscience or a sting of self-remorse. He could condemn to die these men. To which the Jesuit made reply, he was the king and could do as he willed. And so he signed the warrant, his mind filled with the great things a king alone can do. It was the 21st of June. The sun rose in its splendor, shining on the land and on the faces who would soon have done with earthly things that poor devoted band. Many were there who in the bygone days had stood before the throne in royal state. Many were there who trod in learning's veins, whom God had chosen for martyr's fate. One gazing out upon the rising sun beheld a rainbow shining in the sky. Called to his brethren, see our faith hath won, a sign from heaven, God will see us die, and from the scaffold he will go to him, who's alone the only truth way. And on their knees they fell and prayed to him, whom they should see this very blessed day. 'Tis sad to think they could not even pray in peace, but pestered by the Jesuit band, their last farewells they could not even say. And this, my friends, was by the king's command. At length the cannons from the Visegrad began to fire, the hour was near, and meekly praying that God's staff and rod might be their stay, they bid each other cheer. Yea, with calm voice, they said, "Oh, brothers ours, ye enter first the paradise of God, but we will follow in a few more hours, till our Father, that his name be Lord." And those who went to death said, "Have no care, God's holy angels will be sent to show your souls the way to God, and we shall wear the wedding garments of the Son below." The first to die had been the mighty Lord, Jacob Andreas Slick, Count of Bosan. The fearless soul had sought with love of country, and the Count Bosan, as patriot and heretic, must die. And his brave hands be nailed up as a sign that henceforth none should ever question why the ruler's voice came from across the Rhine. He gazed upon the shining sun and said, "Leave me in peace." To Jesuit priests that came to torture his brave soul before it fled. The Son of Rightness shall rise the same in God's good time to scatter from our land the shadows of his word. You will be free. And then He knelt upon the wooden stand and prayed to God that everyone could see. And it is said a radiance not its own shone in his face, as where he knelt to pray. And from the scaffold to a golden throne the Count of Parson passed the summer day. The next to die had walked in learning's way, the Clave Buduek, well known throughout the world for learned books, that sought from out the maze of darkness still God's banner to unfurl. 'Twas he who said with voice that knew no fear, I'd rather die than see my country die, and ye have longed so for a butchery here, I fain would satisfy you, see me die. To which the monks replied, they fain would show an erring soul the way to heaven's gate. Then smilingly he told them, is that so? Then quickly answer ere it be too late. With many questions from the holy word, he plied her ears, unwilling of the truth, and then they could not answer. I've heard that ye be as is now, I know 'tis true. When called to die, he said, Oh, my white hair, what honour hath God had in store for thee? The crown of martyrdom ye soon shall wear, and endless bliss is mine, I go to thee. Then kneeling down, he prayed unto his God, prayed for his country, and for those who sent his spirit with kingdom were all Lord. And bowed down his head, for to God he bent. The next to die was Herod, full of woe. Not at his death, but that the priests would take his children in their care, when he was low, and they their father's faith must needs forsake. Perhaps the saddest sight was to behold poor Kepler with his crutches go to death. And in a touching story we are told how the old man prepared himself for death. The pastor Zacchaeus, who was gone to live and see his brethren die, tells how he went and found him in his cell prepared to give radiant joy his body out and bent. Long I have prayed the Lord, the old man said, to take me from this world of sore. Now he heard me not. I must be led to feel some pangs or blessed Saviour bore. It was his will that with my 90 years I should go from the scaffold to the throne. Leave all this misery, all these bitter tears, and be at rest forever. God alone knows in my heart I have no sinful thought, nor ever had against the dear land I love. Dear Master, in the faith you have taught I die, and we shall meet above. And as he stood and waited for the call upon his crutches, with his white head bent in prayer for the souls, but unappalled the fearless faces to the scaffold went. They hailed him out a pardon. Would he say that he had erred and thereby save his life? But sternly the old man said, Go your way, ye devilish tempters, that but seek out strife. Heaven breaks upon my view, should earth awake, one vain regret, nay. I am glad to die, a martyr for my land and my faith's sake. Christ will reward me, 'tis to him I fly. Then slowly walking to the fatal block, the brave old man knelt down upon the floor. O Lord, my God, thou art the very rock in times of trouble. Christ be thou the door through which I enter on the life divine. The executioner paused. He could not strike with bowed white head, although the given sign was given by the judges or the like. So when the priest came up and said, My lord, in your own way you have called on your God. I pray you raise your head on high, my lord, one moment more, and you are with your God. Smiling, he raised his head, and it was so. Amen. My heart is sad to think all the fearless souls that were laid low, and sometimes as I pausing stand and think on the old city square, I seem to see the scaffold and the drummers standing round, and the vast multitude of people like a sea, rising now here now there, with a dull sound of cursing on the scene that they behold, and prayers for the ones about to die, and curses on the soldiers overbowed, that only laugh to hear the people sigh. With that, I wake to see the square, silent, lonely in the midday sun. No matter, honor be to those who dare die unto God, all the days be done. For their remembrance shall like scattered seed bloom into flowers in some far-off day, and they with joy unutterable shall lead their followers unto him who is the way. And he with gracious voice should say, Well done, ye faithful servants. Enter in the joy that was prepared for you before the sun. Enter the peace now, but now alloy.